Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Women's Empower Network. I am so excited to learn about our new guest today. It's Shahinaz from Egypt and Florida. I love that. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Thank you. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you today.
Well, I'm excited that you're here. And, so we could get to know you a little bit better. Could you tell us a little bit about your story and journey that led you to what you're passionate about today?
Oh, I have so
I
many
know.
stories. Um, I am currently a spiritual life coach, and I work mainly with women to help them um, really get in touch and in connection of who they truly are, their sacred self. And this is my story. Long years ago, I um, I had a mother wound. I had a very deep mother wound. I didn't, my mom, I mean, I loved her. She loved me. She's an amazing, but she didn't really want to have me. She had issues with my dad. And then, so I was kind of unwanted child. She did her best to show her love, but she was wounded herself. And of course, through my healing journey, I got to understand because I lived with a lot of shame, guilt, and blame, and why am I here, and all of these questions. But then I got connected to the divine, and I would call it the mother divine in particular, because this is where, when I was at rock bottom and really not having any self-worth, I had a deep moment, and my wound cracked open to God, and I asked, like, why am I here? Especially as a woman in my culture, and seemingly that I don't matter enough. And the answer was amazing. I was showered with love, and I got amazing insights to go really and search and understand who am I in the eyes of the divine, and what I got to know was beyond my belief. And this is where I got very excited to work with women and help them. And I was so passionate on helping women to eliminate violence, especially self-violence, right? Because I think it starts from there. And violence is not just receiving violence from the outside, but it starts with the self-perception of that I am not worthy, so I allow, or I am in this energy to let people cross their boundaries and just step on me. So I decided to travel from Egypt to Costa Rica to do my master's in gender and peace building. And I wanted to help women in the most catastrophes, in the most dangerous situations. And I got very deep, especially those who were subjected to war and violence and rape and war times and all of that. So I did go to Afghanistan after that to serve as a gender consultant. And I worked at that time with the government to make strategies. And then there I had another shift in my life, and I was like, there's so much effort being out there to help eliminate violence. I mean, even in the US, like I live part in the US and part in Egypt, and between the Middle East and US, we hear all this violence against women. And the more we try to eliminate it, but it's not going anywhere. And I stopped with myself and I said, I don't see much effort or a lot of investment being put in how to love women, how to care about women. It's all about how to eradicate violence, but then violence is still there. So I started studying self-development. I studied a lot, and I was so inspired by my greatest mentor, Louise Hay. At that time, she was still alive, and I came to the US on a fellowship, and I really wanted to work close to. I was that close of meeting her, but then there was a storm, and I didn't meet her. It was her and Wayne Dyer, and I was like, oh my God. So I decided to start learning about coaching and spirituality and do my own work. And I was in New York at that time. And I think every day I was going to a different spiritual group and spiritual mentoring and spiritual dance. And I did everything I could do until to develop my own growth and spirituality and connection with the divine. And I went into different spiritual paths and different religions and and then I ended up in Austria doing another peace program. And we had the very intense spiritual, transpersonal, psychology events and training, and it was called Holotropic Breathwork. It's like really deep mystical experience that you go out of your body experience and you get into the cosmos energy and all of that. And I kind of traveled, and when in this experience, I met the divine, and the divine was like something beyond words, beyond explaining. And I started whirling and living in this ecstasy of love, like I would say, touched by the divine. And after that, I was almost going crazy. I went into the spiritual emergency that I was up all night, I was dancing, I was singing, I was whirling, and I didn't know anything about that. And then I heard that there is whirling practice in Turkey somewhere, and I heard about Rumi somewhere, and I was like, who are these? And then I traveled to Turkey, and I was searching so much. I wanted to find the guide. I wanted to find the truth. And there I got to know about Rumi and the mystical poetry and gems. And I went back to New York, and I got into spiritual groups, and I've been on a spiritual path, the Sufi spiritual path, for almost, I don't know, 12 years now. I studied with great mentors like Neil Donald Walsh, the author of Conversations with God. I've been studying with him for the last 13 years, attending weekly in his sessions, reading the books, following the teachers. And I just yeah, I've been on this path for quite a long now, and I'm just in a place that I really want to share. I really want to share with other women. It makes a whole difference to know who you are as a worth, as a soul, as a divine. And I think especially women, like that sacred feminine, right? When we get in touch with that, we get in touch with our creativity, with our intuition, with who we truly are and our worth, right? And this is something that I think we need to look for, and we need to not search, we need to remember, because it's
Right.
already within us, right? Like I don't say self-discovery, I say self-remembrance, like really going back. The more we go back and unravel all the veils that has been put on us, whether it's our child wound or our creator's wound, or thinking that God doesn't love us or we're not worthy, or all of that. So just unraveling all these veils that we go through the years and going to our pure essence of the divine um, is what I'm really seeking to be further in my life, and to share with other women. And we are in the International Women's Month, and it's just a great celebration just to be together. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
No, what an amazing journey that you've gone on. I mean, I can relate to a lot of it with not as much traveling as you. I love that you were on this and that you discovered and realized for yourself the essence of who and what you are that has nothing to do with what we see on the outside world. And what's so special about it, the way I think about it, is you not only healed yourself, but you healed multiple generations in the past and the future, and then for everybody that you touch. Once you've tapped into it, nobody can take that away from you now.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so
It,
much. And it is an ongoing journey, whether with the women I work with, I do a womb blessing healing and healing, like from really, because I think that womb is our power and also our place of wounding that we need to kind of heal and relate to. And I'm also a mother of two daughters. I'm a divorced. I mean, I'm a single divorced. I remarried, but I have two daughters. And this is my ongoing journey, is to work with my daughters and make sure and try as much as I can, right? I cannot, of course, guarantee the future, but to work on stopping that cycle of self-violence that we have, and just make it better for the next generations, that we're not just taking all the wounds of our ancestors and moving on with them, right? Like there has to be a stop and a shift and change, and bring in love and self-connection, self-compassion, and all of that. Yeah.
well, and it's such a blessing because it doesn't seem to matter where we are in the world. It's the same. It's the same for all women. That much I've learned. You mentioned that you had been studying Sufi for like 12 years. For those of us who are not familiar with it, could you kind of give us a broad stroke about what that is?
Yeah, so Sufi is really a mystical way of living. It is a way of life that is it originated from the mystical religion of Islam, but through Rumi, what I learned is that it is really beyond religion, beyond anything. It's all about love. It's the love of the divine, and it is not finding the divine or God in a specific ritual or specific way or specific religion. It's that love, God is love, is the source of all, and we all come from this source. And this is where we really come together. And some of Rumi's poetry is like, there is no right and wrong. There is place in the middle. I'll meet you there. Another one is that I searched for God in the synagogue and the church and I found God in my heart, right? So this is what it's all about. We do have some practices and rituals, but we have people who join Sufism from all cultures or religions, all the world. And it's really all about the knowing that the source is love and we are all coming from that source. And how can we live together with in harmony and love and peace and compassion? This is in a nutshell what it is.
I love that. It's absolutely beautiful. And yes, wouldn't it be amazing if we could all live from that place and not our stories? So tell me a bit about your practice and how you work with women.
So after that mystical experience, I had a vision there. Actually, my vision was in the Middle East and bringing women from all over the world, from East and West to the Middle, to just bring the love and the peace and get to know each other. And I have started that. I've been doing this in a very small scale. I did some small retreats in Sinai in the desert. And it was amazing, as you were saying, to see how much we have in similar and how much we have in common in different countries, in different culture, and different religions. And this is my journey is to really work on peace. This was my original background, is to bring, especially women, because we have seen again and again. I'm not against men or anything, but men who
Right.
are the ones who initiate the war, right? But like women bring in the peace. So my dream and passion is to bring women together to work first on themselves, like to find the peace within, get connected with who they truly are, and then help contribute that, or just join others as well to make greater peace in the world. So this has been my passion. I've been doing it in small ways. I also do, as I said, so I'm a spiritual life coach. So I do coaching in general. I have a program and it's about 4 fundamental questions of life. So I work with women. I do mini retreats or online program about who am I, why am I here, where are my roots, what I'm doing. So it helps you to really understand. As you said, it's not just external. We all identify ourselves with the identity, being a mother, being, with my work, with the role that I'm playing. But who are you as a soul, as deep human, and what does that mean, right? We all are, we have the self, we have the soul, we have the heart and the mind. So how am I in all of that? So my programs is mainly about that, who you truly are and how to connect with the divine, whatever the divine is for you, right? Just
Right.
it's your path to find that. And how can you be in this connection so you're able to receive guidance that is, spiritual and subtle rather than just the distractions of the mind. And I do workshops and meetings and retreats. And I do also womb blessing practice. This is an initiative by a lady named Miranda Gray from the UK. Started, I think, 10 years ago. We gather several times a year with the full moon, and we do meditation to awaken our feminine energy. And so I am a moon mother among many moon mothers. And yeah, these are mainly the things I do.
That's beautiful. So if somebody wanted to connect with you, how can we connect with you?
I have my website, I have my Instagram page, Facebook, and oh, I'm doing an event on International Women's Day named She is Sacred. Hopefully, this will be a launching of a new program that I will be doing about she is. So she is sacred, but then every time I bring a different quality to talk about how she is that, like she is love, she is compassion, she is empowered, all of that. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. Well, we'll be sure to put all the links so that you can get a hold of her and find out about her moon mother and this event on Women's International Day coming up. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I'm so excited that you've decided to step into your own journey, and it's always fascinating, the background where we've come from. That's almost like part of the journey in order to get us to look somewhere else. Um, it's just a beautiful story in the big scheme of things. So before we go today, what would be some parting words of wisdom that you would like to share with us?
I would like to share that with every hardship we go in our lives, there is growth in it, there is learning, there is beauty. And this is what I discovered throughout the years. For many years, I was a victim of my own story. And, looking back into why did this happen to me and why did my mother did not want me and all of that. And now I am so grateful for my mother. She's my greatest teacher. I'm so grateful for the times that I was doubting myself because this is what led me to here. This is what led me to really go deep and ask for wisdom from the divine. And this is how I grew. And a lot of the times, maybe if it's big or small challenge that we're going through, there's always opportunities in the challenge. And what I have learned also from my journey and from my teachers, gratitude. Gratitude is the biggest lesson ever. And I just want to quote Neil Donald Walsh because I love him. He's like, whenever I am in a hardship, I say, thank you, God, for already solving this problem. So seeing that even in advance, that is like magic when it happens. Even if I'm in a great problem, and then I sit there and I say, thank you, God, for already resolving that, for being in that gratitude. Yeah, is beyond magic.
I love that. Well, and I love what you're doing and who you are in the world. And I'm so grateful we've connected. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny, for this opportunity. Thank you.